Vegan myths busted. Note: before reading further, please understand that the author has done intensive research to compile material which is authentic and from credible sources. While all care is taken to make all information error-free, the author regrets if any unintentional mistakes are found. Also note that being vegan means not consuming any animal products at all, including milk, butter, and ghee. It is different from being a vegetarian, which one can be by abstaining from animal flesh and eggs alone. It does not matter what you choose to be, and there are no strict rules. Just be conscious of what you are eating. The author does not judge anyone based on their food choices, but just requests all to follow a non-violent way of life, especially towards helpless animals who are treated as factory products. Vegans eat tasteless, bland, and boiled food. Vegans don't always eat salad throughout the day, especially in India. Vegetarianism is a way of life in many a household. If you are aware of Indian cuisine, in which vegetarian dishes have a large role to play, the process of switching to veganism is relatively simple. There are various kinds of delicious Indian dishes that can be turned vegan quite easily, as the main ingredient of the food might be vegan. For instance, roti, bhujia, dal, saag, dosa, idli, vada, pani puri, and many more items are naturally vegan. If we want healthier or vegan options, we can, with no trouble, replace ghee or butter with oil or paneer with tofu. It is very difficult to give up meat, fish, and dairy products, and it is boring to be vegan. We live in a modern, civilized society where we have access to varieties of food which can be prepared without being cruel to animals. Fruits, vegetables, and a lot of varieties of bread are vegan. If it is difficult to go cold turkey, try to slowly taper off from animal and dairy-based products. Also, eat what comes from practicing minimum amount of violence. If you don't want to take an extreme step right away, go slow and enjoy long-lasting health and well-being without causing cruelty to animals. Vegans are quirky, hippies, do meditation all the time, and have many tattoos all over their body. There is no stereotypical vegan, as there is no stereotypical meat eater. We are given canine teeth to eat meat. Not only humans, but other species such as hippopotamus are also bestowed with canine teeth. Having canine teeth does not correlate to consuming meat. The hippopotamus has the largest canine teeth, but it is a herbivore. Becoming a vegan disrupts the food chain. Vegans are not destroying the food chain. Non-vegans are doing that through their support towards animal agriculture and depleting their resources through animal and dairy consumption. Another example frequently given is that lions are carnivores and they need meat to survive. However, they maul their prey autonomically, for instance, using their claws and eating it raw. On the other hand, humans generally consume dairy and meat products made in factory farms where these animals are reared for slaughter. If we don't eat them, there will be millions of chickens and goats or pigs taking over our roads and cities. No, these poor animals undergo breeding and rearing in unnatural surroundings. If more and more people stop consuming them, this mass production of animals will be minimized and eventually stopped. We need protein from animals. Protein does not necessarily need to be derived from animal matter. There are several vegan protein sources such as quinoa, jackfruit, lentils, tofu, beans, hemp seeds, chia seeds, chickpeas, avocado, almonds, and many more. There are many athletes who consume plant proteins such as Lewis Hamilton, Serena Williams, Morgan Mitchell, and Virat Kohli. Fish don't feel pain. If other animals are given the capability to feel pain, how come fish don't? Is it because they live in a water habitat? Our nervous system determines the pain caused to us. When we come across a stimulus, the nervous system makes us react towards it. Fish also have a nervous system. Taking a fish out of its natural habitat is equivalent to drowning a human. We need fish oil or fish to receive our fatty acids. There are 3 types of essential fatty acids that we need to consume: ALA, DHA, and EPA. We can use plant-based alternatives for these acids rather than deriving it from fish or fish oil, as these creatures in reality acquire those fatty acids such as EPA and DHA from algae or sea vegetables. Flaxseed has the highest concentration of ALA. Products such as flax seeds, kale, spinach, yams, potatoes, walnuts, soybeans, and tofu contain AHA. To obtain DHA and EPA, there are algal oil or vegan supplements available. If one still has deficiency, supplements can be tried as there are so many harmful substances found in fish such as mercury or PCBs. What happens if you were stuck on an island and you had to eat an animal? Hypothetically, if you were stuck in a stranded island, your original moral code would not be altered. The likelihood of being stranded on a desert island is quite low. If your survival instincts kick in and you have to eat meat, it does not make you less vegan. However, for instance, if there is a well-fed chicken, there is a possibility that there might be some form of plant matter accessible in that place. Then it may not be a necessity to consume the animal itself but plant matter. If vegans don't eat meat, why replicate it like one? Sometimes it is important to understand that no one is born a vegan, unless it is a religious reason or where people grow up in a vegan household. However, at least in the Western world, it is morally acceptable to eat meat from domestic animals. Hence, we become habituated to that lifestyle. Most people usually don't go vegan unless they are consciously aware of the atrocities caused to animals and also the significant impact on the health and environmental factors. In short, in order for one to become a vegan, they have to be open-minded. There is nothing wrong with making your products taste like meat, if there's no animal harmed in the making of it. But there are no specific recommendations, to each his own. Plants have feelings too. Isn't it ironic how we justify eating fish by stating that they lack the ability to feel pain and try to make a counter-argument of how plants feel pain? Plants don't have a nervous system that causes them to react to a stimulus. Sure, they are involved in other necessary processes. However, if you notice that when you try to pluck a leaf from a plant, it wouldn't try to run away like any other animal. Do vegans have B12, iodine, or calcium deficiency? Cow's milk doesn't naturally produce calcium. Calcium, which is known to be found in cows, is actually derived from plants they eat, which goes into their bloodstream and is excreted as milk from the mammary glands. Parsley, chia seeds, tofu, almonds, flax seeds, and many more sources are rich in calcium. Milk contains casein, and whey causes the body to become acidic. Milk actually takes out calcium from our bones. Iodine in cow's milk is not a natural component. Iodine is also found in kale, strawberries, seaweed, and zucchini. Vitamin B12 is found in plant-based milks. Lord Krishna loved dairy products. Yes, he did, no doubt. When we read about Lord Krishna's childhood, we learn that he spent time among cows, grazing in pastures. The shepherds in those times considered cows and calves as their family. They were allowed to roam freely. Calves were not separated from their mothers, and cruelty towards animals was unheard of. Today, farms and slaughterhouses are places where cows are injected with harmful hormones for milk and killed for meat. Lord Krishna revered cows and loved dairy products, whereas a lot of human beings today don't care for animals and use them for consuming meat and dairy products. However, many compassionate as well as spiritually and environmentally conscious people are waking up to the idea of producing milk which is as divine as it was in olden days, and they run beautiful gaushalas where cows are taken care of and allowed to roam freely without any exploitation. We do understand milk is an important part of our culture, and ghee is used extensively in Ayurvedic medicine too. We personally believe it can be great if it came from love. If you are sure your milk comes from such a source, then we are no one to advise you against having it. Children cannot change the world one bite at a time. Actually, no one can. Children are the shapers of future. If they are taught to question age-old patterns of meat and dairy consumption and make conscious lifestyle choices at an early age, they will definitely be able to change the world. Climate change is a huge challenge for inhabitants of the Earth. Methane gas emissions from livestock is a big issue, so driving less or using less water while bathing or washing hands may not be the most important things we can do to help. Experts say that eating less meat in any form will have a greater impact. We should be more aware of the way we are eating our food or drinking, and using water and the way we are treating animals. All organisms deserve to live, which means they need air, water, and food to survive, just the way humans do. A lot of valuable natural resources like forest land and water are wasted when animals are first bred and then killed for food. For instance, a remote village can grapple with shortage of clean drinking water, while a cattle rearing farm can waste gallons of water in processing meat. To save the environment, humans and definitely children can bring about a change by working towards a plant-based diet and be more sensitive about mechanical and cruel ways of cattle rearing and dairy farming in which animals are injected with hormones to produce milk or meat and then butchered for consumption. Children should also be taught that being a vegan is not only about being kind and compassionate to fellow living beings, but vegan diets are also a healthier and sustainable choice for human health and ecological balance as a whole.